From manager to consultant. When my children were small, I was the manager of everything. My days were a tangle of schedules, checklists, homeschooling, appointments, activities, groceries, home care. I knew what they liked to eat. I knew which children needed extra time in the morning to wake up and get ready. And I knew which ones were going to ask me to go fishing every single day. I wore that role like a uniform, clipboard in hand, timer handy, as I was keeping the family machine running. But here's what no one told me. Once your children are grown, you don't get to hand in your badge and retire. You're still a part of the team, but your position shifts. You go from manager to consultant. You don't get to call the plays anymore. You're just grateful they still ask your opinion once in a while. Their questions started changing as they became adults. In my manager days, I would have been the one doing the research, comparing items, and making a pro-con list. I wanted to open my mouth a dozen times with answers ready to go when my adult children asked questions. But then I stopped. They weren't asking me to decide. They were just asking me to weigh in, like a friend across the table at a coffee shop. It hit me, giving advice to an adult child is a lot like handling a fragile package. You want to hold it gently, and you hand it over with care, knowing it may or may not be kept. There's humility to parenting adult children that I never expected. When they were little, they thought I had all the answers. I was the authority, the one who could fix a broken toy or a broken heart with a kiss. Now they're old enough to know that I don't have it all figured out, and sometimes they don't want answers at all. I had to learn the art of listening without solving. My daughter calls after a hard day at work, and my instinct is to say, "Here's what you should do." But I'm slowly realizing that what she needs isn't a strategy, it's solidarity, a simple, "That sounds really tough. I'm proud of you for handling it." That carries more weight than a 10-point plan. Of course, there are times when my advice still matters. 2 of our young adults are homeowners, and they both walked through the process of buying a house with me as their agent. They asked lots of questions, and in these situations, I did give advice. But those moments are fewer now, and I've come to see that that's a good thing. If they never ask me anything, I might feel irrelevant. If they ask me everything, I would worry they weren't learning to stand on their own. The sweet spot is somewhere between knowing I'm still a voice they trust, but I'm not the one steering the ship anymore. There's freedom in this shift too. I don't carry the weight of every choice anymore. Their mistakes are theirs to make, and their victories are sweeter because of it. Watching one of my children handle tough decisions without my intervention fills me with pride I could have never imagined back in the toddler years. It's like standing on the edge of a field watching the kites you helped build lift into the air. You give them structure, you show them the wind, and now you get to watch them dance against the sky. The consultant role isn't always easy. Sometimes it feels like being benched from a game. You played your whole life. But here's the truth I'm learning. Consultants still matter. We bring experience, perspective, and most of all, unconditional love. And maybe that's the heart of it. My children don't need me to manage their lives anymore, but they still need me. They need me to listen, to cheer, to occasionally offer wisdom, and always to love without strings. So I'm learning to embrace this new job title, manager no more, consultant forever. And I'll tell you this, when your adult child calls to ask you what you think, it feels just as sweet as when they used to slip their hand into yours while they crossed the street. Different, yes, but just as sacred.